The Springboks versus Romania. The game is on this weekend, and boy, when I'm looking at this team, some interesting things happening. Some super interesting things happening. All 4 scrum-offs has been picked in this team against Romania. So you're like, what are they going to do with 4 scrum-offs? No. They're playing Grant Williams on the wing. They're looking to bring Faf on second half as a fly-off. I can see it. I know Jock has said that he can play fly-off. They're putting Willemse from fullback, moving him into 10. But Faf coming on second half. And yeah, I mean, Jesse Creel also on the bench. Jasper Wiese. Crazy guys. Crazy team. Excites me a lot. At the same time, resting a lot of the big names. And this is going to be an interesting game. We know that the Irish beat Romania 82-8 with a 74-point difference. I have to start asking, when I'm looking at this team, this could maybe be a bigger score than that they could beat the Romanians with when I'm looking at this team. Let's get into the team. So the first man there, none other than Oxenchair. Now, boy, this guy's strong. I mean, the last game I saw against Scotland, when he came on, you could see the difference he made. And now Oxenchair can get his start for a change. And we know he was injured, but since he's come back, I mean, he almost looks like one of the on-form props at the moment for the Springboks. Then in week hooker, I thought maybe they'd give Dion Fourie a run, but going for Bongi Mbonambi at the start to start off with, but putting Dion Fourie on the bench. I assume they're going to use Dion Fourie as a hooker and not as a loose forward, because there is really enough loose forwards. So it'll be interesting to see when Dion Fourie comes on later. But Bongi Mbonambi, you can't go wrong with that guy. He's also kind of played the captain role quite often. In this game, again, getting that captaincy role, he's pretty good at it. He talks very well of the ref. And the refs had to learn that he's a new captain, because the last time that he was talking to the ref, the ref was actually telling him to keep quiet, and he had to tell the ref, look, I am the captain. Now this man hasn't had a lot of game time, and we know how good he is. That is Vincent Koch. Now Vincent Koch has not had a lot of game time, and we know what outstanding player he is for the Springboks. He's played overseas and done really well. He's an outstanding prop, super strong as well. And I'm happy to see this man now also starting to get his opportunity, because you think that the Springboks have got all, the best form, but there's a lot of players in the Springbok team that have not played for a while. Vincent Koch is one of them. So it'll be good to see him start for a change. He's come off the bench here and there, but it'll be good to see him start and get a good 60 minutes into the game. John Klein on lock. Now, John Klein, ex-Irish player, played for Ireland, but back in a Bok jersey, seeing that you are allowed to play for your team that you were born in. And it's made for an interesting World Cup with all these players going back to their roots, if you could put it that way. He's been playing really well. I've had no issues with his game since he's come into the Springbok team. I don't think quite up to the standard of like a Etzebeth or a Erge Snyman. But then again, the more he plays for the Springboks, I think the better he could get. Definitely, really nice for the Springboks, having so much depth and so many options. Marvin Ories had some great performances. This guy, when he just got onto the scene with the Springboks, he was making a lot of mistakes, but he's developed by leaps and bounds. And I've got to tell you, at the moment, well deserved in his position. The Australian game in the Rugby Championship stands out, where he played really well. And I'm glad they're giving this guy a go as well, because it just creates such a good bench for the Springboks and depth. So Eskom is back. Marco van Staden. Now, he's been kept out by the likes of Dwayne Vermeulen and Wiese, we know, as being first choices. But boy, you cannot write this guy off. It's not like he's a second stringer to these guys. He's an extremely strong carrier with the ball. And next, the Bulldog, Kwagga Smith. I mean, this guy, to me, still, it's a very tough one, but sometimes I'm like, oh, it's tough, because Kolisi and Peter Steff, you cannot really keep them out of the team. But Kwagga Smith's got to be right up there as one of the best for the Springboks. And yeah, that's such a good option to have. Now you go into this game against Romania with a player like this, with this quality, coming off the bench. And when you start going through this team, you say to yourself, look, star-studded team like Ireland were, I think the Springboks could give Ireland a good go for the score, beat the Romanians further, you know. And then next, wow, I mean, experience, amazing player, Thor, Dwayne Vermeulen. I mean, say no more. I mean, you got great experience that's going to be in this team against Romania, and just amazing players. I mean, the options that the Springboks have got at the moment is just insane. So again, such a good player. 75 matches, 20 points, 4 tries. You know, you remember that try he scored against Wales in the last World Cup. Amazing. Well, not the try, but the try he set up with the little back pass to Farida Priya. Such a quality player. And this guy, again, I don't see Romania stopping him for the time that he's going to be on. I'm glad they're playing Kobus Reinach. I mean, there's so many options for, you know, scrum offs. So many options. I'm glad they're playing Kobus Reinach on 9 for a change, starting him. He's another quality player. We know what he's done in the French league. But in World Rugby, one of the fastest scrum offs. So, again, such a good player to be able to come on. And often the Springboks want to go for Jaden Hendrickse. I feel for the style of this type of game where I'm sure the Springboks are going to want to run it. I like the fact that they're playing Kobus Reinach. What the Springboks are telling me is they're going for a big score. They want to run Romania. You can look at this type of team that they are selecting. They're going to want to muscle up front, you know, break down that forward pack. And then I know when Romania starts getting on the back foot, Springboks hold on to position. They start moving it through these backs. It's going to be a try fest. You just know it. Now, next up at 10... Damian Willemse, always a little bit controversial to me, just because it's not that I think Damian de Willemse is not amazing. I think he's a star of a player, but I think this guy's a fullback, and I still stick to it. I just feel he likes to have some space to run onto the ball. Sometimes when he's under pressure in that 10 jersey, he does struggle. This is going to be a really good opportunity for him because he'll be playing. I don't think he'll have the same pressure on him at 10. And it might allow him to build up that confidence at 10 in the fly-off position. We'll see. They'll probably use him for the kicking to posts. Let's see how he does. Because if he's anything like Mani was, it's going to be difficult when it comes to kicking to the post. He's not been the best place kicker. Let's see. Apparently, they say he's been, you know, training his post kicking and he's kicking to the poles. So maybe he could become the next goal kicker for the Springboks if he does really well in this game. Makizolo Mampimpi. A lot of people felt that this guy's over his time. His time's over because he had, you know, a bit of battles with his form. But the last few games that he's played, what I love about this guy on the wing is he loves to catch guys isolated and turn those balls over. And we know Romania and a lot of the second tier teams, it's something they struggle with. Those backs come up really quickly. They break the line or something at times. You know, not often, but when they break the line, they isolate. A guy like Mampimpi is going to be all over the ball, turn those balls around. Boy, every time they do this, they put Estrazer and Moody in the center pair, we get excited. I don't know what it is about these two. I know Delelinde had a phenomenal game. He kind of like just silenced everyone that was doubting if Delelinde is still the right guy for that inside center job. But I mean, Andre Estrazen as an option, it's such good problems for the Springboks to have. This guy and Kanan Moody, I just think, again, you know, like if you look at the game against Australia where the Springboks were playing more of a running type game, they're going for the same type of team. They're going to want to run the ball, and I think we're going to see a lot of tries. How glad was I that day when they played this guy on centre for the first time, Kanan Moody. He's becoming a specialised centre now for the Springboks, and why not? They're not playing him on wing anymore. I get that. They're taking these young guys and they're starting to play them in new positions. They're learning as they're going, and the form is coming at the right time, which is now at the World Cup. And a guy like Kanan Mooney, I believe, will still be wearing the 13 jersey for a very long time in the Springbok team. He's got the ball sense. He's got the intuition in that 13 jersey. His defense is outstanding. He's just got a rugby mind. I still believe he's something special. This guy's going to be something special if he doesn't pick up injuries. And he's going to be setting up tries. Now this is the part that excites me. And this is Grant Williams. Grant Williams, we know how close he was to score that try against Scotland. If it wasn't Russell's ankle tap, he was gone now. This guy is lightning fast. He is super fast. I love the fact that they're saying, hey, let's see if this guy could be a wing. I mean, we've been talking about it for a very long time. For the first time now, we'll see Grant Williams start on the wing. I love it. I love it. The Springboks are just producing super fast. They're not the biggest players, but they've got the biggest hearts. They're super fast. I mean, this guy's got pace. He's got more pace than Arendse, I think. I would love to see him against Arendse. I think it would be very close. Or Cheslin Colby. This guy's fast. And if they're gonna, I think he's just gonna be shining in this game. I think he's gonna score a hat-trick at least, if not more. I've got a feeling with Kanan Moody on his outside. I mean, Grant Williams and Kanan Moody. Just listen how that rolls off the tongue. Grant Williams and Kanan Moody. I mean, I think we are in for an exciting game this weekend. Now, last but not least, Mr. Willie Leroux. A lot of haters, or a lot of lovers of this guy. And what I found is a lot of Springboks have got some issues with him. But the world thinks he's amazing. If you're a real true rugby lover, you understand what this guy does. And his try assists is amazing. I mean, 91 matches, 65 points, 13 tries. I do feel that maybe they're playing him too much, but just a risk of injuries. It is the one place where the Springboks might have a little bit of a challenge with depth, is around the number 10 and 15 jersey. But not a big deal right now. These guys are still hungry for playtime. Doesn't look like anyone's running a risk currently of injuries. So there goes your number 15. Now let's look at the reserves. Deon Fourie, another guy that I'm so excited to see this weekend. Deon Fourie, the thing with Deon Fourie, he's such a fetcher. So he's going to be an extra fetcher. With the likes of a Kwagga Smith and then a Deon Fourie coming on, the Romanians are going to have huge trouble. They're going to have problems at the breakdown because these guys are lightning fast on balls in the breakdown. So, going to be good to see Deon Fourie. Want to see how he performs in that hooker position. Kind of playing a Skulk Brits role in the last World Cup. Going to love to see what he has to offer in this World Cup when he comes on. Steven Kitsoff from the bench. I mean, another Mr. Dependable. I just think there's going to be too much, guns coming at Romania, Big boys, one after the other will be coming on. I don't know if they'll do the impact where they bring them all on again like a bomb squad. Probably will. And boy, this is again, there's going to be no remorse for Romania because these teams are playing for bonus points. They are playing for score aggregates in their pools. So they're not going to hold back. And I think he's going to have a huge impact in the second half. Trevor Nayakane. Now, this guy also, he's almost like Kulisi. He brings that kind of rugby spirit and makes it fun. You can see this guy enjoys his rugby. He loves being out there. And look, I mean, a good scrummager. He's had some struggles here and there, but generally a really, really good scrummager. The Viking! RG Snyman. I mean, I thought they'd rest him, seeing that they got enough locks and whatever. Resting Jeben Etzebeth and RG Snyman going for it again. I mean, I'm excited to see this guy come on the field again. He was outstanding. What I love about this guy is he uses his height. They say he used to play netball for a while where he uses, I'm not joking really, he uses his height and he throws the balls over the guys' heads to get those offloads away. Jasper Wiese, another guy I didn't expect to play this game. I thought they might rest him because they played him in the last one and whatever. No, they're still playing him in this game. So, wow, another impact player to come off the bench. Guys, when I'm looking through this team, I'm just... Jaden Hendrikse, he says, say what? Jaden Hendrikse, again. I mean, good player to come off the bench. I mean, Jaden Hendrikse, some people have mixed feelings. He kicks quite a bit. He's more of like a Faf style player. But, I mean, options. So many options. Faf de Klerk. We already got Jaden Hendrikse. We've got Kobus Reinig. We've got Grant Williams. What's happening? I know what's happening. Grant Williams is playing wing. Jaden Hendrikse will be coming up as scrum half for Kobus Reinig, second half. And this man, Faf de Klerk, will be your second fly-off. Faf will be playing fly-off in this game. I can guarantee you that. Exciting to see this. This is going to be something else when he comes up second half in that fly-off position. They reckon he's good at it, so let's see. I mean, I'm really, really curious to see. Love it what the Springboks are bringing. The world's got to love it, let's face it. And the Springboks have just got so much to offer right now as a rugby team. Another super interesting decision from the Springboks. Jesse Creel also on the bench, guys. I mean, wow. So, guys, what do we make of this team? Well, I mean, it's going to be... Romania's in for a thing. They've got a challenge up their hands because you are looking at a star-studded team that they will be featuring. There's no weak player. There's no kind of like not on form players here. You've got a full team. They're experimenting. I'm so curious to see. I'm almost 100% sure Faf de Klerk will be playing 10 from second half. Curious to see what he's going to do. Curious to see what a Willemse will do at 10 on this game. So curious to see what Grant Williams is going to do on the wing. Curious to see when you've got guys like Jesse Creel come off the bench, what they will do. I mean, this is a lethal team. And the chances that the Springboks could run more than 74 points difference in this game versus Ireland is very big. It's got to excite you, and you've got to say, wow, Springboks are out to make a statement. They're out to surprise the world and make kind of new decisions, make new things, and it really excites me as a Springbok supporter. So thanks to Jock and Rassie, what they are doing right now. Us as Springbok supporters are feeling proud, and I'm loving to see how this plan is coming together from the Springboks. Honestly, you can see it happen, and it's looking good for the Springboks. Guys, if you enjoyed my video, please give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. I'm going to see you in the next one. Please support me if you can. Thank you. Bye.